I'm a tipper, I'm a big tipper, I'm a tipper, yeah, I'm a big tipper, I'm a tipper, I'm a big tipper, I'm a tipper, yeah, I'm a big tipper. Put up or shut up, put up or shut up. I'm a tipper, yeah, I'm a big tipper, I'm a tipper, I'm a big tipper.
This ain't a rap game that I object, that's a low blow. Taking copycatting off each other, that's a no-no. Keep this original or just not even no show. I'm a big tipper, when I spend it I'ma flip ya. So girl, drop it really low, show them how we for the flow. Candy, yam, and stick and ball, feed me and give me more. Haters gon' hate when they see us running state to state. The way that we be tipping, man, up this on some other shit. Down on this dude, what you mean, that's another chick. Coming in, going out on some other shit. Try to rip us off, best believe it, that's a no-go. Never trust nobody, even family, that's a no-no.
I'm a tipper, I'm a big tipper, I'm a tipper, yeah, I'm a big tipper, I'm a tipper, I'm a big tipper, I'm a tipper, yeah, I'm a big tipper. Put up or shut up, put up or shut up. I'm a tipper, yeah, I'm a big tipper, I'm a tipper, I'm a big tipper.
Nephro on my neck on, G coast to the game, dog. Big tipping on the
PowerVoice.com
regular.
and the Comedy Hour Live.
I got this
Dan Ray.
I do not need
Got
a
my
drug.
song, my new song. Just trying to get some feedback on it. It is called Big Tipper by Yahweh Poetic, YMMG music label. You can get that on iTunes. You can get that on, as soon as I stop tweaking, you can get that on, let's see, iTunes. What else they got? Everybody can.
You got SoundCloud.
Yeah, SoundCloud.
Yeah.
Baby, there's another one. But just to bring it in the commentary is my guest, Troy.
Yeah.
Troy Lawson, right?
Troy Lawson.
Troy Lawson. Troy in L.A.
Troy in LA on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, everywhere.
We call it Twitter.
Twitter.
Where I'm from. Yeah, man. And I'm like, you really fill up that chair.
Yeah.
See that? What's up with that? We're gonna get
Once you get over 30, man, it's just you can't get the weight off. You know what I mean? Like,
I didn't mean that way. I mean you're just how tall are you?
oh, I'm 6'3".
Yeah.
6'3".
Get the weight off. I don't want to hear about that. You know?
Now, I just lost 20 pounds, though. I'm feeling good.
Dude,
I just lost 20 pounds.
That's fucking hard work.
Right? Now, you know what it is? I just stopped eating. I just stopped eating so much.
That's not exactly the plan.
Right.
But it is like, how did you go from like probably, and especially like you do stand-up?
Yeah, I do stand-up.
So you still, you have to deal with those hours.
Yeah.
Do you drink?
Yes, I do.
Drinking is your worst nemesis when it comes to the sugar.
Yeah.
It also makes your metabolism go.
Yeah.
You know.
But it makes your fun go. Ooh.
Yeah, so you think. It's like I have those stories where people are like, yeah, it was fun until it wasn't anymore.
Yeah.
But yeah, you've got I said that to a friend of mine. She's like, I'm drinking vodka sodas because there's no calories in it. I'm like, great, but your metabolism is walking like an 80-year-old.
Right.
So anything you throw down your pie hole is going to hit your ass a lot sooner than what you were thinking, because it just is. Everything, it's just funny, people's mentality. When you talk to people that have lost weight, everybody's like, how did you do it? Like there's a magic pill. And
yeah.
I dieted and I exercised. Get out.
No, I'm going to tell you, I just drank a lot of water. I ate like maybe one time. This is not a healthy plan for weight loss. This is just how this is probably the worst thing you could probably do to lose weight.
Was there a reason? Was there a woman who said you don't take that weight off your ass?
Nah, because I've always been skinny like my entire life. I could never weigh over like 180 pounds. Like I was just real thin my entire life, and then I started gaining weight, and then I started getting called fat by people. You know what I mean? Like my friends, like, yo, you, like everybody. Yeah, because like people who I would run into would be like, man, you're getting big, you know. And I would look at like, because I do a lot of videos and stuff, so I could do a comparison. Like, okay, this is how I look back then. This is how I look now. And I started to see it.
That's right. Your growth captured.
Yeah, I can literally see like me aging and me gaining weight. You know what I mean? So I was like, man, let me lose some weight. You know what I mean? And
talking last week out, I said, man, all the brothers, they be taking shots. They're in the gym. They're on the treadmill. They're pushing weights. They're doing this. And then, of course, now there was this thing where, you know, them taking off their shirts. Nick Cannon did it. Of course, I made a comment on how great he looked.
Yeah.
And it was Nick Cannon. And then, of course, Kevin. Kevin has
Kevin Hart.
shots of him, you know, with no shirt on, stuff like that. Like, all the brothers are going shirtless. And everybody being in the gym and health conscious, I'm, like, thinking, does that put pressure on men the way it does women? Because women all get, like, what's that bitch doing? She looking good, and I'm less.
No, I don't think so.
Men don't have that.
Well, I can't speak for all men, but with me, it doesn't. I don't know. I think because we put a lot of stock in like other things outside of the way we physically look. Like you can have a lot of money, or you can be funny. There's other things that
men can.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Like, and that's why I think a lot of women, they don't develop other things outside of their beauty, like their person. You know what I mean? Like you're a rarity. Like you have a great personality. You're charming. There's not a lot of women that are like you. And I know that sounds bad, but women don't have to develop that because we're the ones giving you everything, well, basically.
You hear that because when you see a man who's not that attractive and he's with a real pretty woman, everybody goes down the list.
He's got money.
He's got money. He's got a big dick.
Right.
He's got, you know, which always cracks me up because I'm like, that will never keep a woman. It just doesn't.
Yeah.
Because women are too complex for that.
Exactly.
You know, men are like, you know, and I have to honestly say, even that won't keep a man.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, people get all messed up. You know, I'll see that. But I always wondered if men go through that same pressure. Like,
I don't feel it. I don't feel it at all.
Do you agree, like, men size each other up with things like what you do for work? Because men will ask, what type of business you're in.
Yeah.
Men will have that conversation with each other. What do you do for work? What type of business? Da-da-da-da. Where do you live?
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're trying to assess your worth by what your either bank account, work status, that kind of thing.
No, I think men do feel that, but I just might be a little different because I don't. None of that matters to me. I mean, I don't feel like I'm in competition with anybody. I could be around somebody with $1 billion and feel fine. I could be around somebody that's completely broke and feel just fine. You know what I mean?
That's why you can do what you do.
Yeah, because I don't. None of that stuff matters to me.
I think that when you let things like that fester into your head, it creates I would have to say, limitations on your creativity.
Yeah, that's like with with Kanye when he just said. And I felt bad. Like he was when he was talking on TMZ that he went and got liposuction because he didn't want people to call him fat. You're Kanye West. You know what I mean? Like you're this huge big icon. But
right, there's certain things about being famous, and the idea of, like I was talking to you earlier about that. I believe you're given those gifts and to do a great service. That you have the ability. You've been chosen. Many are called, but few are chosen. And everything that you look at,
you better preach.
What's your gift back? You know,
right.
It's like, how do you have all that money, all that, and you're out doing that to your body? And didn't his mother die from some weird treatment?
She did. So she did die from a surgery. That? Yeah.
I mean, I didn't hear anybody mention that. It's like, hello, people. Do you know that Kanye?
Yeah, his mom did die from doing a botched surgery.
That's
crazy. It's crazy. That just shows you the mental state that he's in.
Right, where he could actually just think about that fame, okay? Where you actually walk into a room full of people and every freaking person not only knows who you are, but they want to be in a picture with you. They want to have something that they say that catch. They want you to see them.
Yeah.
And that's still not enough?
Yeah, it's funny you bring that up because when I first met Russell Simmons for the first time.
Oh, wow.
And that's exactly what came to my mind. I was like, that's so strange that you meet people, you don't even introduce yourself. He didn't say, hey, I'm Russell Simmons, nice to meet you. You know what I mean? It's just, hey, I'm like, hey, I'm Troy. And there's no like to get to know this person, no background talk, none of that. It's just that's strange to me. Everywhere you go, people automatically know who you are and know a lot about you already. That has to, that's a weird place to kind of be.
It is a weird place because, like I was really thinking, like yesterday, because it's LA, I'm sitting having noodles at some place out near Marshall's. And they go to sit me at a table, and there's a woman, a guy, and kids. And I'm like, man, I'm not doing kids.
Mm-hmm.
So the table was such a close table. And I also felt like these people don't want me. It's like I'm sitting with them. So I sat up at the bar. Well, getting up, the guy walks out, and he's really tall. The wife says something, and I look at the guy. He had walked towards me, didn't really register it until he got right from me to you. And I went, oh, my God, that's Ashton Kutcher.
Yeah.
And that, like, I could have killed myself for not sitting at the table because I would have got in on that,
Right.
But what could you possibly say? I've met famous people, and, I had a wonderful meeting. Jessie J, she's a singer.
Yeah, I know who she is.
Oh, my God. She was having her nails done next to me. Now, I heard her from someone. She was doing a jam on an Instagram or something.
Okay.
And she had that song, Masterpiece. That was huge.
Yeah.
Okay, but the song that I saw on YouTube that I had to click on was Queen.
Mm-hmm.
So the song really was had a lot of meaning for me. What she talks about in the song is like being kind to yourself, your body, love your body.
Mm-hmm.
I am a goddess. I am a queen. And I'm telling her what this song means to me. And I said, I know.
Mm-hmm.
I told her my age. She said, even that you would know my music. And you quoted everything I said in the documentary. I'm like, you see that?
Yeah.
I'm not the only one who worries about my love handles.
I mean,
Kanye.
we all kind of deal with insecurities. I think for everybody, we have things that we're insecure about. You know what I mean? Or things that, we kind of worry about.
Do you find all right,
Yeah, definitely. There's a lot of,
Senna said that to me. He said to me that mind to improv and stuff, who's in where they're at.
Yep.
What they're.
I've never been heckled, and but in that instance, what you have to do, you have to show. I started making fun of her, making fun of the people she was with, and then everybody started laughing.
You out.
That's true, and this was early. This might have been like my 5th or 6th year. Sometimes the best way to learn is just to do it. You have to go through it.
That's what everyone says. And the other side of that was like watching roasts. Like I got to see a roast with a Stefan Osway
Okay.
and
Stefano, yeah,
Bugatti.
that's my guy, yeah.
Stefano.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll get right because I did a like, hey, tonight you gotta go see Stephen Osway, and he's like, oh, it's just a fancy name for Stephen. But Bugatti he's very good at what he does.
Yeah.
And what got the joke was the guy said to him his suit looked like a clip-on tie, a clip-on bow tie or something like that. It was just a really good dig that won the night. But I thought, if you ever wanted to do training for crowd control,
Yeah.
just go get roasted by comedians. Because the things that comedians go for. I watched one girl cry.
Yeah.
And the guy's like, you can't cry. It's comedy. You can't. And she was just like, whatever he said.
Yeah, I'm not like big on that. I don't go there to make people laugh because my thing is, a lot of times when people are coming to see you, they don't have a lot of time in their week. These are hardworking people that are taking time out of their day to come see you. So my thing is to give them a good show. I'm not there to try to belittle you or make fun of you or make you feel bad. I want everybody to leave with a good feeling after they watch me perform. Yeah, definitely. So it's not my intentions ever to make somebody feel bad.
Now, your love life. I have to go there because dating a comedian, like everybody, when I get asked that, I always tell the comedians, no, you're a no zone.
Yeah.
And the reason why is I don't ever want to be a joke that I hear up on stage. But, being a comedian, you travel a lot. There's a lot of, your hours are crazy. And when you have to also work to maintain life.
Yeah.
And then you also have to devote time to creating and writing and doing what you do.
Mm-hmm.
So to fit people into your life, anyone that you have fitted into your life, I always take it as a great honor when people, it's the greatest gift you can give is your time.
Exactly.
But relationships, I would imagine, are pretty difficult.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, they are. I think like the place I'm at now, I'm not dating anybody or in a relationship or anything. Single as a piece of cheese out here,
It's not easy dating out here.
No, it's I don't want to say it's impossible, but it's hard out here. Definitely in LA, it's a lot different than where I came from, DC, Virginia.
Do you think that there's a lot of people operating in survival mode on a level you've never seen?
Yeah, definitely. I don't know. It's just what I've found out here is there's just too many options. You know what I mean? Like there's just too much to do out here. There's too many distractions, and it's hard because I mean a lot of times the women that I do meet and I am somewhat interested in, they have a lot going on themselves. You know, they're out here trying to make it and trying. I mean, rent's not cheap. You know what I mean? So you have to work out here and have to constantly be doing things. And a lot of times you have more than one hustle.
Yep.
You know, you're working and you're doing this on the side. And
Well, that's because a 9 to 5, like any job, retail, forget it. People in retail trying to do this life, because I came from retail. They own you. Retail owned you.
Yeah, definitely.
And so you have to be very, you know, I have friends that are like, "You're doing what?" I've always said whatever comes next, but whatever somebody is presenting me with an opportunity, hey, you want to make a few bucks doing even dog watching. I was like, whatever comes up. Construction cleanup, being flown to Salt Lake City to pack up somebody's house.
Yeah.
3 truckloads of boxes. And it was like, why would you do? You could go back into what you do. And I'm like, I've met comedians that, you know, lawyers that are now comedians.
Yeah.
Boxer, Dan and Green, that, you know.
Yeah, there's nobody doing comedy, I feel, that is, I mean, yeah, you want to be successful and you want to be a big star or whatever. But you have most comedians who I meet and I work with and do, you have a genuine love for it.
You do?
You know what I mean? You have a passion for it. It's you feel like this is your calling in life to do. You know what I mean? So a lot of the things that you have to deal with, like you deal with poverty, you deal with a bad love life. You know what I mean? You deal with it because you have this burning desire, you have this burning passion for comedy. You know what I mean?
Doesn't let you sleep at night.
It doesn't.
If you wake up with a good joke,
I write it down.
And you write that down, and you know, like in saying the creative mind of writing, that's something too. Like a lot of people talk about. You know, I'm amazed at. I've met comedy writers that the last thing I would have thought they were was comedy writers.
Yeah.
It doesn't. Forget everything that you know about comedy. My show has taught me that. Forget everything that you thought about comedians, comedy, and comedic acting and all of that. There is so many different variables that go. It's so complex.
Yeah, it is.
And you guys all make it look like.
Yeah, it's very complex.
I'm a funny bastard. I'm just gonna get up there and do my thing. I tell jokes. It's what I do.
Yeah.
And I just make them up as I go along.
Right. Now I've met a lot of comedians, a lot of well-known comedians. They're pretty chill, laid-back people. They just, you know, it's when it's time to perform or it's time to do their thing, they kind of turn it on and they can turn it off. There's some people, though, however, are just always on. They'll come in the room and just, boom, I'm here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I've heard that.
Yeah, I'm a little on the other side of it. You know, I like to chill, relax. You know, I'm pretty relaxed, chill person. You know, I don't.
Have you met anyone that literally, like, your heart was pounding, like, to be in there? Was Russell Simmons one of them?
Nah, Russ was real cool. He
Was there anyone that I want to say starstruck, but just somebody that you admired so much in this industry that you just were like, unbelievable, I'm in the same room with this person?
never.
Would there be anyone that you would feel that way about?
I don't think so.
No, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, that's just how I am. Like, I don't.
You've been in this for so long.
It's not just that. It's just I feel like we're all people. I feel like I don't just because what you do in life, like let's say you're a huge actor, you're a huge musician. We're people at the end of the day. You know what I mean? So I don't get around people and feel, you know, I'm smaller than this person or this person is better than me. I feel like we're all the same. We're on the same
So you
playing
believe
field.
that's not what defines a good human and a bad human?
Nah,
Just-
it's what you do with what you have. Okay, if you're this big celebrity, you're this big person in life, but you're a shitty person. You treat the people around you bad. You don't give back to the community. You don't do anything. Then you're basically famous for nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Very much so. And I mean, somebody had said that, you know, like for you, what's your give back? You know, like,
I believe with me, I use my platform and I use comedy to bring awareness to different situations. Like if you watch any of the videos that I do, there's always a purpose behind it. There's always a meaning. I don't just do frivolous content, which is okay, we're in a relationship, something funny, quirky happens, ha ha ha, that's the joke.
That's a lot that's on Instagram.
Yeah, that's 95% of it. 95% of it. Which to me is a waste of a platform. You know what I mean? Like I first started making stuff on YouTube, and I would look at other people's content. I'm like, you're basically doing to yourself what networks do to, to shows. You're watering your own content down when this is called YouTube. We want to see what you bring special to the table. You know what I mean? And as far as for what I do, I always try to, challenge what's going on, challenge conventional thinking. I do videos about the Me Too movement. I do videos about racists. I was dating a racist in the video. You know what I mean? Because that's just the way my mind works. I want people to open up their way of thinking. When they watch one of my videos, I want them to say, "Man, I never looked at it like that." You know what I mean? Not just laugh. I want you to laugh and have a good time, but I also want to challenge the way you think.
I like that a lot. And to be able to do it with humor is the best way to get a message.
Comedy is the best avenue for that.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, we were talking about my show last week, George Carlin, and like the storytellers that had an incredible, like what you just said, they use their platform to get across a conscious message to people about, this is real.
Mm-hmm.
But you're laughing, because your mind is going, oh my God, that's so true.
Yep.
And to be able to develop it in a way that was, like, I wish more things were written funny. Like I know that Life of Brian was a twist, tongue in cheek on the Bible, which Monty Python did.
Mm-hmm.
But I always said, like, the Bible used a little comedy and lighten things up. That would be pretty cool.
Right.
If you could do, that might be something you might want to think about.
Right.
How would you do that? I mean, to touch on subjects, the fact that you tackled Me Too.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, that was hilarious. I saw the idea of like guys looking at women, all kinds of like, different. And it's a truth though.
Yeah.
How can you
it's
everything you do now? I mean, do you realize how long ago he was involved in that he gets sentenced at 80?
Yeah. It's crazy.
How is it the whack job in the White House is getting away with everything?
Right. That part.
I mean, that would be really interesting to have somebody play Trump, laughing and mocking the fact that what he gets away with.
Yeah, he gets away with a lot. It's like he's Teflon. Nothing can stick to him. You know what I mean? Tackling those type of topics though, it's a challenge, but it's what I enjoy doing because it's not easy to do a video about a sensitive topic where you're kind of walking on that line. You know what I mean? You're kind of because
I mean, there's been a lot. It was funny because anytime, and especially being famous, you look like I said, look at Kanye. He's pretty much he made a comment that slavery was a choice.
Yeah, which is ridiculous. But he tried to clear it up on his Twitter. He said he knows that it wasn't a choice or something, but just having that soundbite out there is dangerous. You know what I mean? And he has to be a little more careful with the way he chooses to word things because we live in a day and age now where you can say something, they'll chop it up and they'll put it out there however they want to put it out there. You know what I mean?
Ooh, that's really interesting.
Yeah.
That they can maneuver
and
manipulate that. Yeah, that's frightening.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like you got to bring your friend. Hey, Billy Bob, film this live just in case the media changes anything that I say.
Yeah.
I got it in real time.
Yeah, and then too, he's Kanye is an entertainer, so I believe there's a little bit of the entertainment factor in what he's doing right now. He's got an album to drop. He's got stuff to sell. You know what I mean? So you
get your name out there.
Yeah. So the things that he's saying and doing, I take it with a grain of salt. I don't think we should be looking at entertainers anyway to steer our consciousness or, you know what I mean? Like we shouldn't be looking to them. You know what I mean?
Well, the other side of that was, I I have a incredible hairdresser. She's phenomenal.
Mhm.
But she said to me today, Tupac isn't dead. He's actually still doing music. Have you heard of Notorious? That's him. And who else did she mention? And I'm like, she's dead serious.
She really thinks Tupac's still alive.
She's like, he had to go underground because, I mean, the whole theory of it all. And I was just like, she got really good hair. Just keep going. Don't ask her political statements. She's a Trumper, too. So,
Yeah.
you know, I have conspiracy theories. If you leave her chair, and I'm like, I need a sedative.
Yeah, yeah.
But, you know, that the idea of him being still alive, and I'm like, kidding me?
Nah.
Any idea?
There's no way he'd still be alive and all this stuff
Yeah.
going on. He would say something. You know what I mean? He would come out.
Right.
He would come
I'm
out.
sure he wouldn't come out as Notorious.
Yeah.
Whatever. You know, that too, I mean, to be able to take something like what Kanye did, I could see Saturday Night Live trying to do a skit
Oh, yeah.
off of that.
Oh, it's coming. They
Because
definitely gonna
he's-
get on them.
Right. He's a walking skit in himself.
Yeah.
And the whole thing. But what's unusual is because you live out here,
Hmm.
you could see him you could run into anybody at any time.
Definitely, yeah. I've ran into plenty of celebrities all the time. Just being out here, you just, oh, okay, there's who I've seen so many people.
Right,
Wiz
and-
Khalifa, there's Chris Brown,
But
there's
you have this thing too where, like, now it brings it down to reality level. And I was driving thinking about this. I'm like, can you imagine you're that famous where everybody knows who you are? Like the way people actually idolize these people,
yeah.
like you said, and it's so strange when you see them they're just people.
Yeah.
And you know, there's gotta be a lot of humor in that. It's to like really portraying people of what they really do when they're not all glamorous and looking perfect. 'Cause
Yeah. And I think the way that I kind of developed that way of thinking of kind of looking at people just as people and not, idolizing them and things. I had an aunt. Well, she's still alive. I have an aunt. She's like very well-to-do, very rich, like very wealthy. And she would come stay with me and my grandmother. I used to stay with my grandmother. And my grandmother wasn't rich at all. Like we were very poor, like had basically nothing. But my aunt, she would always come over there and just make herself at home. Like if there wasn't a bed, she'd sleep on the floor. You know what I mean? Like she wasn't like just coming over like, oh my God, like what is going on here? Like
Wow.
she would just make, and I noticed that as a
was
kid.
bougie.
She wasn't bougie, and she wasn't, oh, I'm too good to be here. I'm too good to do this or go here or help.
was humble.
She was humble, and I was 5-6 years old, but I noticed that. You know what I mean? And that stuck with me. So like, I'm always good in any situation. I feel like I can be around anybody at any level and still maintain who I am. You know what I mean? Because how I feel about myself is on the inside. There's nothing you can do to change that. There's nothing this person. It's how I feel. You know what I mean? It's self-esteem.
So like I'm sitting here going, you know, if you have incredible qualities as a person, as a young man. I mean, as far as like you have a lot to offer, and I really do believe that. You know, like you're so grounded, and you're just really focused on what it is that you're doing. You don't have that peripheral vision that a lot of people out here do.
Yeah.
What's he doing? I got one up. You know, like I hear a lot of shout outs where somebody's commented on somebody else or saying, you know, these people don't, you know, appreciate what I'm doing. And I'm always like, what do you care?
Yeah. No, because when I first got out here, it's like 2 years ago, I just noticed like, man, there's so many talented people. Everybody's talented. Everybody's driven. You know what I mean? You can't get caught up into that. You have to know that you're doing with your life what you were called to do, what you have in your heart to do. You know, I can't hate on the next man because he's funny, he's talented. When I see somebody that's funny, talented, I want to work with him. I want to let's get together. Like let's create something. You know what I mean? That's the only emotion I feel when I see that. I'm not like, oh my God, this person they're so good, they're so talented. I want to work with you. I want to let's do stuff.
Especially if you can tap into a brilliant mind. I mean,
Yeah.
it really is like there's some people who they're just doing what they're doing,
Yeah.
and without even having to say anything,
Mhm.
it's like you're sitting there and you're going, "Oh my God, this person is brilliant.
There's just some people that are just gifted.
Yeah.
They just have it. They just have the ability to be funny, to act, to sing. You can't. There's nothing you can do to take that away.
Right. I wish it was a world where we did value things on a level that it wasn't so extreme. Like you actually had a corporation funny, but everybody made a very incredibly good living.
Yeah.
And because I really feel bad that I believe there should be a caravan of comedians that go out to cancer treatment places and like their marital retreats, marriages in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
Throw a bunch of fucking comedians out,
Yeah.
and because everything that relationship wise hits a lot of truth for people,
Mm-hmm.
and that we're comedians like superheroes that actually go out and save the world with humor.
Yeah.
Because it's really true that when people do show up, I mean, what greater, to me, if I had to go on a first date, if I was a guy taking a woman out on a date, I'd bring her to a comedy club.
Definitely. I'm going on one tonight.
Really?
Yeah, Nate, my good friend Nate Jackson's got a show tonight.
Where is it?
It's at the Comedy Store. You want to go?
Yeah, man.
We can go after this.
And the whole thing of that, too, is it's like you see, if I went with somebody to a comedy show and they didn't laugh,
Yeah.
I'd be like, save myself a lot of money. Can't be doing that because not everyone has a good sense of humor.
That's true.
There's some people who just can't let things fly. They'll
Yeah.
actually analyze it. I've been with that. Well, they'll analyze the joke. It's like, it was a joke.
Yeah.
It's just a joke. I mean, But I don't know.
Yeah, there's definitely some, and then too, like even kind of what I do on Instagram. There's some videos that I do where like, you'll get people that comment like, "Oh, that wasn't funny. That was so offensive. That was so." Yeah, just lighten up, man. I don't make anything with the intention to.
Entertainment purposes.
Yeah, I'm not trying to offend you. Like that's not what I make things for. Now, if you happen to be offended by it, I can't help that. You know what I mean?
When comedians, and they have, I mean, there's certain things where everybody was talking about, being politically correct, can't say this or saying that, and then, like it was funny because Guy Torrey said he no apologies.
Yeah.
And I said, is there anything you won't make a joke about? And he said, nothing.
And we as comedians, we have to have that leeway. We have to be able to go too far sometimes. You know what I mean? You have to give us that leeway to do that. There was times like, well, when I was growing up, in the 90s, 80s, being offensive was funny. You know what I mean? Right. The class clown was offensive. That's why he got kicked out of class. You know what I mean? So you have to give us that ability to do that.
Right. There is nothing to censor comedians, and like I said, there's been a lot of people that try and say, well, this conversation or what he talked about. In fact, I brought it up too. The last time I saw George Carlin, the second show, he said basically "fuck you" and walked off the stage because they didn't like a joke he was doing about taking your hat off during the baseball game.
Mm-hmm.
And he's in Florida.
Okay.
Okay. And it's a retirement crowd.
Yeah.
So my thing is like, if you've watched George Carlin throughout his whole career, he does political comedy.
Yeah. Okay,
so that's not a surprise. So what these people all got all up, and he just walked off. Yeah. I mean, I'm like, show's over. And he just said that. He was like, fuck you.
Yeah.
This is comedy.
Yeah. George Carlin, he's an OG too, man.
I know,
it's funny.
Right? I really do wonder when I ask comedians, like, was there someone who inspired you?
Yeah, man. I think growing up, it had to be Eddie Murphy.
You've probably met him?
Nah, I've never met Eddie Murphy. I would love to meet Eddie Murphy. Eddie Murphy, Dave Chappelle. More like recently, it's probably more Chappelle, just because Eddie hasn't been like as active lately. But yeah, Chappelle, just the Chappelle show, really. Amazing. Oh my God, it inspired. It just had my brain just going like.
When you see somebody who is so much his own man,
yeah,
nothing proved it greater than walking away, like the big thing, and
then seeing him get it back later.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
So usually, very unforgiving town in some aspects.
Yeah,
Especially if you're, I'll say it, if you're a black comedian,
definitely.
A black actor, a
Mhm.
black man, period.
Yeah,
It's like, I love going down Sunset Boulevard now. You're seeing more of billboards,
hmm
where you didn't see billboards with people of color. And now it's like really cool now because
Yeah.
they went, oh my God, there's money.
yeah. No,
It's
it's
like, there's incredible talent. And I have to say this because I mean this from my heart. The music I listen to, I'm watching, like, I listen to hip hop, and I'm driving down the street and I'm looking at how many different affluent to every listens to hip hop, listens to that, like, they get their windows because they want to be cool. It's not official if your windows aren't down, you're not blasting it. Like, yeah, that's right, I'm hip, and I'm looking at this middle-aged guy, and I'm like, yeah, listening to hip hop. And yet, all the gifts that we've been given because of the contributions that I'm like, how did that all? Like, how did you not work that into your comedy and pointing those things out? What music would be if just white people had a hand in it?
I'd be terrible.
I don't mean to, but there's so much more joy. There's so much more. I mean, let's face it. Elvis admitted that's where he got his music.
Yeah.
Period. I mean, he said, you can't credit me for this music. Basically, they wouldn't play it on the radio.
Yeah.
And yet that, we were listening to what, Pat Boone?
Mm-hmm.
It was like, seriously, when I think of music would have stayed that. And the Beatles, even that's where they got a lot of what they did.
And I think that's when we as a country, we're at our best, when we're pulling things from other cultures and we're learning and we're adapting this. You know what I mean? Like,
open.
yeah. Like, my friend, he just went to Tokyo, and he came back, and he was like sharing some things that he learned over there and showing me some different pamphlets, and I saw, like, on his trip, like, some different foods he was eating and stuff. I was like, man, that looks cool, you know?
That's the essence of life. What you're just saying, it's the essence of a good life. Is
Yeah.
The more people you meet and talk to, the differences that you share and embrace, food, the cultures. When I say to people, it's so much culture that I love talking. I grew up Italian. So
Yeah.
food is just like.
Yeah. And when you talk about love life, but my ex, she's Hispanic, and I would go over her family house for Thanksgiving, and I get first the first Thanksgiving I went, I was like, I don't know how this food about to be, because I know how my family does it, and I was just real, I didn't know how I was gonna be, but when I got over there, like, they have, like, it's basically the same stuff we kind of eat, but just different, they had, like, the rice. Man, it was so good.
So good.
So, like, every Thanksgiving I was looking forward to, going to eat with her family and stuff. But
and then we break up.
Yeah, then we break up. yeah, exactly. But
you can't.
I should just pop up for Thanksgiving this year,
That would make a great little fun.
Right.
No, you're not supposed to be here.
Yeah.
Yeah, because all of that, I've had the blessing of that because, food is food, music, food. It's like, just throw out and we'll start all over again. We'll have a whole world that is just about creativity, music, food, art, words, and, like, you have a room where people just talk politics. Because that in itself, that's a whole, but true politics, not bullshit. Let's take money off the table.
Yep.
And the blessing that would be, imagine if everybody who was talented at humor, and there's so much comedians that won't ever get hurt or seen that they won't be able to endure. It's a marathon, man.
Yeah, it definitely is, because there's, for one, there's only so many spots of just on network television, on whatever platforms you're trying to get on. There's only so many spots.
That's right.
And there's so many talented people. That's why I stress to a lot of people when they ask me, my thing now is just we have so many opportunities and outlets to just create your own things. You got people, you got YouTube, you just have a lot of different outlets where you can express yourself and get your stuff out there. You know what I mean?
Do you see yourself as like, I'm looking at you and listening to you. You sound like producer, director.
Yeah, definitely. Like acting and that's not what I ultimately want to do. Like people ask me all the time, well, you know, why don't you audition for this?
Sound like more of a behind
that's the lane that I want to, the Tyler Perry's, that's the lane that I want to go down, because I feel like when you're black in America, you got a few options. You know what I mean? As far as like making it on a big scale, like just say, okay, we either be an athlete, or you be an actor, or you'll be a rapper. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's kind of the push that you get from the entertainment field. Whereas like the behind the scenes stuff, the writers, the directors, the producers, that's not really pushed on us. You know what I mean? That's not really the direction that a lot of us that's introduced to us. And that's the route that I want to take. Like I would, my ultimate goal would be to be extremely wealthy or whatever, and nobody know who I am.
Yeah, because you're that. I see them driving their fancy cars.
Yeah.
They
nobody knows, and in the black community that doesn't happen. If there's a black person that's a multi-millionaire, or you know, we know who he is. He's this rapper. He's this mogul. He's this actor. We know who he is. You know what I mean? But the people behind the scenes, there's people that could drive past you today, or you're sitting in a coffee shop who happens to be white. He's worth $600 million. You don't even know who he is. That's what I want for myself and my people.
Do you realize, like, one of the things that, in starting with kids and the idea of a give back, I have a stepsister up in Canada, and she runs summer camps. And I talked to her about, I would love to have a summer camp. She has 450 students. She started out by teaching English to like 11 people, and it's just grown. She has a regular school, and then she did this summer camp idea, and she takes in kids that autism and stuff like that, and she has camps for different things. And I said I would love to have a camp for empowering, teaching young women, bringing in people from studio, bringing in women that do it all.
Yeah.
And showing young girls, not I want to be a movie star, but a director, a writer. It's funny you should say that.
Mm-hmm.
Camera women. I was doing PA work, and the woman was and the equipment was. It's huge.
Mm-hmm.
This woman's, lugging cameras and doing this, and I'm like, oh man. So the idea of doing what you're talking about, I'm like listening to you going, oh, that would be such a great camp. That if you actually got your peers to donate their time, there's your give back. Let's go to these kids and let's help them write, produce, film, and create something.
Yeah, because there's only going to be so many stars. You know what I mean? There's only going to be so many celebrities.
There's so much that goes on behind the scenes.
That's just as interesting.
Do you ever stay now at the end of a movie? I do.
Yeah. And read the credits. Yeah.
And
it's a bunch of people. There, you know what I mean? There might have been like 3 stars in the movie, but do you see those credits? The producer, executive, assistant producer, PA, writer.
And they're from everywhere. I mean, that was the thing at the I watched at the end of Black Panther, and it was an effort of so many people.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I wish more movies would embrace all of that.
Yeah.
We see, where's the Puerto Rican superhero next?
Yeah, we need all that.
Now that Kato's gone and the Green Hornet.
Yeah.
But there's so many things, because TV, like you said, people believe that that's reality.
Yep.
I believe that's why we have that idiot in the White House. People believe whatever that TV is telling them to buy, to wear, to look like. It's. I have my joke. When they said stay away from the light, that's what they meant.
On that television,
television and also everything that's on social media, which is double-edged sword. I don't mean to say that, but it's like you have a power. I love what you said. You have an ability to make people think. What greater use of a talent is there? I don't know of any.
Right. Because I always look at things in the big picture, in the big scheme of things. I try to do. I don't do a whole lot of like trendy stuff, like what's going on right now, because it's what's going on right now. I want the things that I do and the things that I say, the impact that I have. You can look at it 30 years from now and still look back and like, okay, yeah, that was dope. You know what I mean? Or that still sticks. Like you watch Coming to America. It's still funny. You know what I mean? Like,
yes, it is.
It's still just as funny as it was when it first dropped. that takes greatness. You can't just stumble and just make that. You have to. It takes a lot of detail in the writing and the acting, the directing, the casting to create a classic, and that's what I think is getting lost today. People just want, okay, I want to make something that's going to be funny or impactful right now. You know what I mean? Like
right. I captioned it with a 60-second Instagram attention span. That's
exactly. Yeah.
That people are literally, and I watch them on their phone, and I can't help it because they're thumbing through everything. So, like, I mean, do you realize that when you get that many people that have stopped and looked at what your content is, there is, like, you've actually captured a 60-second moment.
Yeah.
Which is not easy to do.
It's not. But I think at the same time, it's a double-edged sword. People lose respect for it because it's Instagram. It's in an instant. So it's, okay, all right, what has got next? You know what I mean? There's not the same value is placed on it like when people sit down and watch a movie or something that you're doing or a television show. You know what I mean? So
I'm wondering if you could do that, if you could actually use Instagram to where you create these consecutive every day to where you're actually, you know, the idea of when you thumb, you write pictures and then when you thumb it and it plays out, it's actually a little movie. If you draw on each page.
Yeah, I mean, well, Instagram has it to where you can do like a
mini.
You can put actually like 10 minutes worth of material on there. Yeah, you just have to kind of swipe on it and it'll keep going. That's one thing you can do. But I just feel like but I'm appreciative for the platform.
Now, do you have like an agent in all of the backdrops to, like, I hear a lot of talk, like someone's like, I just got an agent. I'm like, okay, is that a big deal? I mean, no. And they're like, I had a woman that I spoke with who was talking about marketing me and branding.
Yeah.
The big name. And she's like, if you give me this amount of money for this, and then this amount of money for that, and then a friend of mine goes, have you looked to see what she's done? How many clients? She, everybody talks up a big story here. But before you give money, what exactly is she capable of giving you for that amount of money?
Yeah, now the things that I've kind of landed and the opportunities that I've gotten have really just been through relationships with people that have kind of just helped me out. That just, I talk to them and if they have a plug and they kind of plug me in here and I kind of get opportunities that way, as far as like acting and getting scripts looked at and read by, networks and stuff. So no, I don't have like an agent that I kind of, I don't think I'm at that point with things yet where I need like an agent. I'm kind of just, maneuvering and doing things myself.
Right, but is that like something to move to the next level?
Yeah, definitely. If you wanna get
and they present you is what it is. They're actually
they work for you. You know what I mean? They bring you opportunities. You kind of decide like, okay, do I want to try this? Do I want to do that? And yeah, you can't be out here without an agent. You know what I mean? You're only gonna go so far. But I think for like right now, I'm not really at that point where I feel like I need an agent. It'll eventually get there, And
having timing is everything, not just in music. That whole format, like the woman that I was speaking to, she said, well, he sees me, he can cast me this, he can do that, he can do this, and he can, and I said, do you even have headshots? She's like, well, no, I got to get those. And there's so much, you can invest a ton of money in what it is that you're doing out here, but you do realistically have to be prepared to do some investing in yourself.
Yeah, and I think the whole agent thing, it's all on what you want to do with your career. You know what I mean? Like if it's your goal to be in movies and be an actor out here, then yeah, you definitely need an agent. But I think like as far as what I'm doing, I want to build my own platform where people know that they can come to me for good content, good quality content. You know what I mean? So like being in movies, being on television, although I wouldn't turn it down. I wouldn't be like, no, I don't want to do that. I do it. You know what I mean? But that's not where I'm going with things. Like I want to have my own, I want to like a Tyler Perry, like I want to build and where people kind of come to what I'm doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, the more that you, like I said, in looking at the content and seeing of what you're doing, and you keep inviting people into your circle. And they said that if people are attracted to something that looks like it's moving in motion.
Yeah.
And there's a couple of things that, you know, like, I'm like, I would never want to be the person who, and I've seen this, that they just latch on to people they think are going somewhere.
Yeah.
And they latch on to this one. And
Yeah.
they're really not doing anything themselves.
Right.
You know, it's like the guy.
It's a lot of that.
As a bartender, we used to have the guys come in at quitting time, right? And, you know, they start, I'm going to buy a round. And as everybody starts drinking, they lose track of who. And there was always this one guy who mooched off every single buyer and never bought a round. So I was working there about a month, and I caught on to what he was doing. And I just was like, hey, yo, he's bought a round. This is your round. He's like, and I mean, I never saw anybody like, what? Did you, like, he could not believe I was actually saying this. And I said, that's right. I said, you've yet to buy a round for the last 3 weeks. And he goes, oh, he hasn't bought a round in 3 weeks? Nope. I've been mooching off you guys. Yeah. So, you know, to see that person out in this, like, I watch them. I don't know what you call them, but it's really something that's amazing for me to watch. I keep seeing them show up in pictures with different people. And, and that's the other thing in LA. It's like, if you could actually get famous for just having pictures with people.
Yeah. I'm not. That's one of my pet peeves. When I stand next to people in pictures or things, it's somebody that I respect or that I know. I'm not just, and I've been around a bunch of celebrities. I'm not that.
And you want to know, that's really funny that you should say you didn't go to the birthday party.
No, I didn't. I missed it.
At Names, right?
Right.
And a friend of mine was there, and they're like, "There's so and so, get a picture." And I'm like, "No, I haven't earned that."
Yeah.
You haven't earned that. They don't know me, and I'm not that person.
Yeah.
Because there's no value to it. I haven't met them. I want a picture that and those are the pictures I took. I knew who they were. I admired them. Actually, that's how I caught Guy outside of the Improv one night.
Yeah.
I took a picture with him. Then I sent it to him. Hey, this is me.
Yeah.
I have a radio show. Would you come on? And much to my surprise, he said, sure. He loves to be everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the other thing, too. You did a radio show earlier today?
You said a radio show earlier today?
Was it a radio show earlier today? Or?
No, I just went to like some castings and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
And as far as like giving your friend a shout out tonight at the Comedy Store, do you sit up top?
I don't know. I just go in.
Do you say I'm a comedian?
It depends.
Because and how all that we're saying, you know, I'm a comedian, and we had gone upstairs at the last at Chocolate Sundays.
Yeah.
And I was bummed because I wanted to watch it from the audience.
Yeah.
Because.
Well, a lot of times, like, if you want to sit down there, you kind of got to get there early. So, like, a lot of times, I'm not on time a lot for, like, comedy shows. I'm probably running late for Nate's tonight. But, I don't know, like, usually if I'm going, I know the comedians that's performing, so they kind of put me on the list thing, and I kind of just go in or whatever. But a lot of people that's there, they'll know me or whatever, so I don't have to. I
just like the energy, like, being up with the comedians. I'm like, hey, how you doing?
Yeah.
How you doing? I'm being seen. It's in my best effort. Like, I'll say to one of the comedians, like, this was the other thing that I noticed. If I was in a situation and I brought you if I saw you at a party and I knew people, I would go out of my way. That's just me, where I would say, hey, I want you to meet so-and-so. Hey, I want you to meet.
Yeah.
If you were standing there, I would introduce you.
Yeah.
And I noticed that's the other thing, like, I'm watching Picture Whore. And I'm just like laughing, going, you have no give back whatsoever. That will not get you anywhere. People
I won't
recognize that.
Yeah, people not stupid.
They smell it.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm like, okay, yeah.
The best thing to do is just be yourself. You know what I mean? And if being yourself isn't enough for it to work, then it's probably not for you. You know what I'm saying?
It becomes a struggle.
Yeah, like I like because the people that follow and keep up with me, as far as like on social media and stuff, they see an accurate account of what's going on with me. You know what I mean? It's not like they see a picture of me with Eddie Murphy one day. You know what I'm saying? It's like, nah, I want you to see that. I want you to see the come up. I want you to see the struggle. I want you to see, you know what I mean? Because I've been doing this for a long time. It's a story. I don't want you to see me with Obama one day. You know what I'm saying? I want you to see the process that it took to get to that level.
Now, I'm gonna close out the show. Are you anywhere you want to talk about, or have people hit you up on your?
Yeah, just check me out on all my social medias. Instagram is Troy in LA. Twitter Troy in LA. YouTube Troy in LA. Yeah, just check me out.
Yeah, I was yelling out, Troy live in LA. No, it's Troy in LA.
Yeah, we got a film we working on, so that's gonna probably drop this summer. So yeah, we got a lot of things going on.
What avenue are you gonna drop it through?
We don't know yet.
You have to
We gotta
put it out
sell
there,
it.
right?
Yeah, we're gonna pitch it around a few places first.
Descendants, that's awesome to know. And my sound guy Lee is that always help me out. And next week it's Big Ja. Right?
Big Ja, that's my guy.
Big Ja, your guy's coming on.
My guy.
Also, Yahweh Poetic, whose song you heard. Yeah, I hope you dug that song.
Yeah, Big Ja, he'll be performing tonight at Nate's thing.
Yeah, I'll get to meet him before I meet him.
Yep.
Yeah, that sounds cool. You take us out next week. You guys tune in, and I'll see ya.
I'm a big tipper. I'm a tipper. Yeah, I'm a big tipper. I'm a tipper. I'm a big tipper. I'm a tipper. Yeah, I'm a big tipper. Put up or shut up. Put up or shut up. I'm a tipper. Yeah, I'm a big tipper. I'm a tipper. I'm a big tipper. Tipper bags. I got tipper bags. Yeah. If your service good, get a stack.